Just before today's video starts, I would just like to remind all of you that it is not made for kids. It's for adults to enjoy too. So with that said, please enjoy the fucking video.
Yeah, I think so.
What's going on, guys? This is Liam Fitzgerald back again, ready to bring you all another Bob the Builder review. I'm glad you guys enjoyed my rant towards Scoop's big job, as I'm finally satisfied that I could express all my frustrations towards it. It will be quite a while before I review something negative again, let me tell you. So for today's review, we're going to look at a more positive episode that centers around a character that we haven't talked about for some time now. And that character is no other than Lofty. Yeah, we haven't talked about Lofty since my very first review. Quite surprising, am I right? When it comes to Lofty-centered episodes, it's quite hard choosing which one to talk about, as I enjoy watching this anxious blue crane as he represents the anxiety side of the Can-Do crew. I mean, think about it. He's often reluctant when it comes to solving problems, as he fears the consequences it'll have on him or his friends. Look at episodes such as Spud the Spanner or Lofty's Long Road. But in the end, Lofty manages to come through triumphantly and often learns that there was no need to be cautious in the first place, which is a common theme within the majority of his leading episodes. That's a big element I really admire in Lofty. He's the most cautious member of the Can-Do crew and wants to make sure nothing bad happens to himself, his friends, and Bob and Wendy while they're on site, which is something I think a lot of us can relate to. Picking a Lofty episode wasn't simple, but I decided to go with the one that I truly remember watching growing up and is one of my top favourites. So join me today as we take a look at the Project Build It episode, Lofty the Star. Let's dive into it. Lofty the Star is the second episode of Season 12, or third season of Project Build It. Bob and Farmer Pickles tell the team that they are building a bunkhouse for Farmer Pickles' guests, the Pickers, Mickey, Vicky, and Ricky, who have also come to help with the sunflower harvest. Lofty tells the team that the Pickers are very talented singers who have been teaching him songs. Then they tell the Can-Do crew that they will be holding a traditional campfire sing-along in honor of their new bunkhouse, and Mickey requests that Lofty would be the star for their sing-along, which makes him very anxious, as Lofty believes that if he's the star, he'll have to sing on his own. Dizzy kindly offers to help Lofty practice his singing before the campfire by finding somewhere quiet to practice. First they try practicing at Mr. Beasley's yurt, but Bob calls Lofty back to help with the bunkhouse. Then they try the sunflower fields, but are interrupted by Mr. Bentley and the Pickers, which increases Lofty's anxiety even more when he learns that more people are coming to the sing-along. Wendy calls Lofty back to the workshop to move more supplies, and the team successfully finish the bunkhouse just as the Pickers return from the harvest. A downhearted Lofty tells the Pickers his worries about the sing-along, but Ricky reveals that the reason Lofty is the star is that he was the most important machine when building the bunkhouse. And the episode draws to a close with the Pickers, as well as everyone, singing their new song all about Lofty, the very reliable crane. What a superstar! I can't get enough of this innocent crane, I swear to God. Lofty the Star is a wonderful episode. I never get tired of rewatching it. I love it so much that it's one of my top 20 favourite episodes of the entire show. I am so starting this review off by talking about Lofty himself because I have so much to say about his performance. If Lofty to the Rescue was my favourite classic series episode revolving around the Blue Crane, this is undoubtedly one of my top favourite Project Building episodes revolving him too. He's first shown to be very positive when working with the pickers, and even shows it by singing a few tunes himself.
Is a great big field of sunflowers.
Every picker knows it's true. Hooray!
Neil Marcy has such a unique voice for his characters, doesn't he? But as soon as he's told that he's the star of the campfire sing-along, his anxious side that we all know comes into the episode. I'm sure there are a load of us, including myself, that have at some point had to perform in front of a crowd, but have gotten a case of stage fright during the process. Not a positive feeling to have, I can tell you. I love the little moments of Lofty practicing his singing with Dizzy. While he constantly keeps getting interrupted before he could sing a single note, you can see that he truly wants to practice his singing so that he doesn't look silly in front of his friends. This type of setup is very similar to an episode of The Hoops called Shy, where Groove had to sing a solo, but while extremely hesitant at first, eventually warmed up to the idea and successfully conquered his fear. While the reveal of Lofty being the star was a way of showing his importance in the job, the song sung at the end truly shows how important Lofty is to the Can Do crew. Just look how happy he is at the end.
Look at it!
Lofty truly stole the show in this episode. His portrayal was 100% spot on. Dizzy is another character that deserves some praise too, as she was another great character in this episode. Lofty and Dizzy have such a great friendship. Whenever I see these two interacting, it's like watching a pair of siblings care for each other, and I adore that within their friendship. While they both have extremely different personalities, they're always willing to try and help each other when faced with a problem. Examples include Wendy's busy day and again, Lofty's long road. But Lofty the star is where I believe their friendship is shown at its best. Having Dizzy be the one to help Lofty practice his singing was a great choice, as we've seen her listening to her headphones constantly before. I also love how she was willing to help Lofty out when he told her her worries. She was thinking, nope, he needs my help, I'm going to help him. But despite getting interrupted constantly, she doesn't give up in finding somewhere quiet for them to practice, as she's aware of his shyness. Dizzy is such a caring friend towards Lofty, and I always enjoy watching them both together. While I love this episode so much, I was a tad disappointed that we never got to hear Lofty sing a full song, but I was still truly happy with the ending we got, and it didn't affect my love for it at all. However, we would get a chance to hear Lofty sing in a later episode of Project Build It, which I will review eventually. As for the pickers themselves, I like these characters, positive, cheery, and very musical. Even if Ricky sounds like Buster from the Koala Brothers and Vicky sounds like Florrie from the Fimbles. Something I wish they'd done though was get Rolly, as well as Dizzy, to join in teaching Lofty to sing, because he too is great at singing. I mean, he's always singing when he's working, so it would have worked. Nevertheless though, Lofty the Star is such a great episode. Probably the best episode by Mark Seal, honestly. But we'll see if that changes for future reviews. And that, my friends, are all my thoughts on Lofty the Star. Lofty is a true superstar, Dizzy is once again a great supporting character, and it truly shows its love for singing. I love this episode so much, and it's quite a big reason why Lofty is my second favourite character of Bob the Builder. So I believe Lofty the Star rightfully deserves a 10 out of 10. Such a fantastic episode for this Blue Crane. But now, it's time to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with everything I said about this episode, or do you think differently towards it? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. I thank you guys so much for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel for more videos to come. What review will be next? Well, stay tuned to find out. I'm Neil Fitzgerald, and I will see you all next time. Later, folks.